And now we have some breaking news this morning at justthenews.com. Hunter Biden's art dealer told Congress that Joe Biden called him directly and summoned him to the White House while he was selling Hunter's art! Exclamation point. On top of that, Hunter demanded to know who purchased his high-dollar artwork. Oh, gosh. Of course, the White House told the public that there was no contact between the buyers and the Bidens. So let's bring in John Solomon, editor-in-chief of Just the News. John, always good to see you. And you're like you're Mr. Foya, and you're also you're like the Hunter Biden correspondent as well. I mean, you should set up a Hunter Biden bureau. Look, so
good idea.
You know, it's like, yeah. So wait, so the Bidens didn't lie to us again, did they? I mean, here we go. Contradiction central, John.
Yeah, listen, and this is very important because this is Joe Biden now having contact with one of Hunter Biden's business partners since he's been president. And on a series of deals that the White House told the American public they were blinded to, that there was a firewall, that Joe Biden wouldn't know who was selling them, and that Hunter Biden wouldn't know who's selling them. Quite the contrary. George Berges, the proprietor of the very famous Berges Galleries in New York and Berlin, he's a guy that took on Hunter Biden's accounts. By the way, he said he's not representing him anymore, and he added for good measure, that may tell you something, meaning his art wasn't that good, it wasn't selling. But he said, hey, Joe Biden called me on the phone one time. They invited me to Hunter Biden's daughter's wedding at the White House, and the president talked to me there. How does Joe Biden know he's the art dealer if there's a blinded deal? The answer is there wasn't a blinded deal. In fact, Burgess was clear. They never talked to me about any ethics deal. In fact, I kind of gigged Hunter Biden on, like, what are they talking about? You know we don't have this deal. A very important moment because it takes this pattern that we got all the way back to Tony Bobolinsky in 2014 with Devin Archer in 2014, where Joe was meeting and carousing with Hunter Biden's partners, facilitating the brand, facilitating the money shakedown. Now he's doing it as president on an art deal that the White House assured us the president was involved in.
You know, I hope this Mr. Burgess, was it? I hope that he puts out a statement that he's not suicidal because otherwise he's going to end up probably in business with a chef for the Obamas. I mean, this is not the kind of thing that the Democrats tolerate well, right? Someone coming out and telling the truth. Truth is really not on the menu where the left is concerned, John. And while I guess we should be glad that the Hunter is blowing through that straw making artwork rather than sucking it through his nose, still, it seems to me like this is just almost a translation, right, from blackmailing foreign enemies to give the Biden family money, right? And instead, they're just kind of using the artwork almost as a money laundering technique.
You are on to something, Dr. Gina, as you always are. Remember, for 8 years, they collected millions of dollars from all those foreign powers, China and Ukraine and Romania and Kazakhstan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, when that gig was up, because we exposed it in 2019, Hunter Biden turned his attention to making money from Democratic donors. Most of the artwork that was bought, most of the $1 million in artwork that was bought from Hunter Biden were bought by two donors, one who got a presidential appointment, one who's now Hunter Biden's lawyer. That accounts for about $1 million of Hunter Biden's salary or payments in the last 3 years. Another $5.5 million or $5.3 million came in the form of loans from one of the art buyers, Kevin Morris. That's the lawyer. He bought $875,000 of artwork from Hunter Biden. Then he also gave $5.3 million of loans. Hunter Biden just keeps living free of charge on other people, right? First it was the foreigners. Now it's the Democratic Party. And what's really interesting about Burgess' testimony, he says he gets introduced to Hunter Biden and Kevin Morris from one of Joe Biden's fundraisers from the 2020 campaign. That's why those IRS agents thought there might be a case for campaign finance violations, that this whole gig looked like an in-kind contribution to the Biden campaign to help Hunter Biden through the election. So very important, but you're right. All he did is turn off the spigot on foreigners and open up the spigot on Democratic donors.